This e-commerce business is generating over $7 million per month, and they just launched a year ago. In today's video, I'm going to do a full breakdown on all the insights that I picked up from reviewing this business. We're doing a breakdown today on Primal Queen, a disruptive, fast-scaling wellness brand that is currently generating $7 million per month. That is confirmed. I actually know somebody that is working on the brand, and they confirmed these numbers for me. And really, they're redefining the supplement industry as a whole with the female-focused beef organ formula, and they really have had just explosive growth. Here, you can see that basically before 2024, they had no search volume on Google. Fast forward to now, they're averaging 259,000 searches per month on Google alone. And their current searches are up 34% month over month. So they're actively growing month over month. And you can currently see here that last month they had 1.6 million monthly active visitors. Here's a breakdown of where their paid social traffic is coming from, right? 84% is coming from Meta, which not too surprising. If you actually go to their Meta ads library, you can see that they're currently running over 1,100 different ads, which is just absolutely crazy, but that's what it takes to get these kind of results. You can see that the rest of their traffic is coming from Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, X, and then other channels, but majority of the traffic is coming from Facebook. Now, Primal Queen is obviously a very unique brand. Here's a little bit more context. So while organ supplements have traditionally been marketed to men, Primal Queen saw an untapped opportunity, which was women looking for natural, science-backed solutions for hormone balance, energy, and vitality. By positioning their products as an essential superfood for modern women, they carved out a unique niche and built a cult-like following. Now, what truly sets them apart is their execution. They leverage high volume paid ads, right? As you can see, they have an insane amount of ad creatives currently on, and that's every single month, right? That basically has only grown over time. They focus on conversion optimized landing pages and a bold movement driven brand identity. Their subscription first model, they focus on obviously acquiring one-time customers, but really pushing most of their traffic to subscribe, and I'll show some examples of that. They focus on trust building, social proof, and urgency tactics that maximize customer retention and, of course, customer lifetime value. Now, what I picked up is that Primal Queen has a powerful mix of aggressive customer acquisition, strategic branding, and a product that delivers real results. Of course, it is not easy to get these kind of results if you don't have a good product. Now, Primal Queen isn't just selling supplements. They're building a true movement that is reshaping the women's wellness industry. And so I took the time to put together, insights across the board on their products, their website, their marketing, their landing pages, and more. And so first thing is first, let's go over their product. This is their main flagship product. It's a beef organ supplement that's tailored to women. Here's a couple quick points. So it's a nutrient-dense ancestral supplement designed to support hormonal balance, energy, and overall vitality. It's made from 100% grass-fed pasteurized beef organs, including female-specific ingredients that obviously are much more tailored and female-friendly. It's non-GMO, gluten-free, all of that great stuff. And it's also convenient and effective. One of the problems with this space, at least for the male-focused beef organ supplement, is that they have a strong taste. Their supplement does not, and it's also easy to take capsules, right? Sometimes with beef organs, there's like powders and stuff. But yeah, it's also packed with 13 essential vitamins and minerals for optimal wellness. And so overall, the product seems great. They have a ton of reviews, right? If you go on their website, you can read all that. I took the time to look through some of the reviews, and those are some of the main kind of key takeaways that I got. Now, the main reason I wanted to start off with their product is because, again, in order to get these kind of results and achieve this kind of explosive growth, you need to have a good product. It is very difficult to grow how they have grown and do that on the back of a product that does not work. And so clearly, this is a product that has taken the market by storm. This is actually a product that I'm planning on having my girlfriend try out, because one of the angles that they use is that it helps females during their cycles that they go through every single month, right? And it helps them, reduce the amount of pain, and it has many benefits. And so this is definitely appealing for women specifically. Now that we covered their products, let's really dive into their marketing, because this is really where things get very, very interesting. So if we look at their organic marketing, you can see that, really, I have all their channels listed out here, but Instagram is one of their biggest organic channels. You can see that here they have 144,000 followers on Instagram. If you look at their content, it's all very well put together. They focus a lot on educational content and more. If you look at their Facebook, we did see that a lot of their ads is obviously running across both Facebook and Instagram. Here you can see a breakdown that they have 55,000 followers on Facebook. What's also interesting is that they have a Facebook community with over 1,100 members. This is an active community that you can kind of hop in and see like real-time updates from potential customers that have questions, as well as existing customers kind of sharing their experience with Primal Queen and how things are going for them. I think that honestly, having a community like this is a big part of current e-commerce brands, and what they're leveraging to really help on the front end, right, with acquiring new customers, but also on the retention side, right? If a customer or if a potential customers comes in into this community and they can read feedback from actual customers and their product is working, this is going to make it a lot easier for them to feel comfortable actually going through and making that purchase, compared to if there is no community that they can kind of hear from real customers, right? Obviously, in our current state in e-commerce, people know that not all the time the reviews that you see on their website are legit. And so having a community, a Facebook community where you have real people in there actually sharing their insights, is obviously massive for both front end customer acquisition as well as increasing customer lifetime value. If people see that other people are actively enjoying the product, they're seeing the benefits, they're going to be more inclined to stay subscribed. And so for a business that focuses on subscriptions, this is huge. You can see that they're actively also on TikTok. TikTok is one of their smaller channels. They just started actively posting on TikTok, but they're actually starting to pick up traction. You can see that they already have 9,000 followers on TikTok. And also, if you go and check their TikTok shop insights, you can see that basically in the last 90 days, you can see how they've started to grow on TikTok. So they were averaging, anywhere from like $400 a day to like a couple $1,000s a day. But now they're consistently doing $8,000, $5,000, $7,000 a day and more. And they've really started to ramp up their TikTok shop efforts across the board. So obviously TikTok is probably going to start playing a key role in their overall marketing as well. And so when it comes to the organic marketing, these are some of the main kind of key takeaways that I got. They really focus on educational and empowerment content. Primal Queen positions itself as a trusted resource for women's health, sharing insights on hormone balance, energy, and ancestral nutrition. They, of course, focus on influencer and UGC content. You can see that they have a lot of this kind of content across all of their social media channels. They have a community-centric approach. So they really focus on fostering a strong community through engagement on social media platforms, really making women feel like they're part of a community and a movement rather than just being customers, right? Which is why you can see that they have an active Facebook group. They actively engage with their potential customers and customers on their social media posts. They reply to a lot of their comments, all of that good stuff. Next is they have really a brand lifestyle positioning. You can see that their content isn't just about the product. It promotes the Primal Queen lifestyle, reinforcing women empowerment and holistic wellness. Also, I like the fact that a lot of their content really is very educational and engaging, right? They're not just trying to sell you on their organic content. They're actually like looking to see if they can provide value to you by educating you on things that are relevant to the market that they're looking to target, right? So I thought that was great. They have a multi-platform consistency strategy. So their messaging, tone, and branding remains cohesive across Instagram, Facebook, and other social media channels, which really strengthens their brand identity. And so overall takeaways for Primal Queen is that their organic marketing focuses on education, lifestyle, branding, and a community-driven engagement to build loyalty, trust, and authority in the overall women's wellness space. And so overall, in my opinion, having a strong organic strategy plays a very big role now when it comes to e-commerce. I believe that there's going to be a resurgence on, a lot more e-commerce businesses taking a lot bigger of a focus on their organic marketing. And as we see, Primal Queen is doing just that. And this is what they're leveraging across, really their overall marketing efforts, and everything else is just supplementing everything that they're doing, right? So from my experience, having a strong organic presence like they do only helps you get much better performance across your paid ads, your email marketing, your Amazon sales, your TikTok shop sales, and more. And so obviously they're putting on a complete masterclass when it comes to organic marketing. And I think that if you're an e-commerce business and you're looking to learn more about how to do better across your organic marketing, I think Primal Queen is a great reference. Also, on that note, if you're an e-commerce business and you're looking to get help with growing your e-commerce business, down below in the description, there's going to be a link where you can actually book in a call with me and my team. On that call, we can get to know more about you and your business. And then from there, we can outline an action plan going over how we can support and help you grow. Now, moving on to the paid social ads. So as we saw, on Meta, they're currently running 1,100 different ads. And I actually came across a post from this guy, Aaron, who claims to be the one that is currently supporting all of their ads. And you can see that he mentioned that in a single month, they produced 650 ads alone, right? And most of the time, what I typically see is that brands that are doing these kind of volume, this kind of scale, they typically work with multiple creative agencies, or they work with a creative agency and they also produce creatives in house. But to see that from one source alone, they're creating 650 ads gives you an idea of like how aggressive they're currently going and like what it really takes to get these kind of results, right? Obviously, maintaining this level of ad spend on Meta profitably, it does take like having a constant focus on your ad creatives. And so, one of the first things I wanted to cover is like how aggressive they're going in the first place when it comes to their paid social ads on Meta. Now, here's a quick breakdown. So I took the time to just look through some of their ads. Some of the things that stand out about their ads is the wide variety of different types of ads that they're currently running, right? You can see here, they're doing things like podcast ads, they're doing ads on the go, they're doing ads from different people, right? They're trying out ads from males, they're trying ads from females. They just have such a wide variety of different things that they're testing across all of their ads. And there's just so much that can be picked up from just reviewing their ads and kind of getting ideas, right? They have just an insane amount of different marketing angles and overall like hooks that anyone can kind of go in and get ideas from. And so, one of the first things that kind of stood out for me is just the wide variety of different videos that they're trying out, right? If you go through these, you'll notice that there's just so many different angles that you can get ideas from, and really love what they're doing with all their video content. Moving on to their static image creatives, you'll notice that they have a wide variety of static image creatives as well. Notice that they're trying out things like AI content, right? This is clearly made by AI, and this is an ad that has been running for quite some time. And, really, it's just very interesting to see how, cutting edge brands are leveraging even AI to create different ads and are actually seeing good performance from it. They're also trying out, again, just talking to different audiences. So here you can see that this static image says, hey, if you're 60 plus, listen up. So they're trying to also cater to the older demographic and see if they can generate customers from them as well, because they can also serve older women. Notice that their messaging obviously focuses on targeting what they can help with, which is like helping women with their menopause symptoms. And they kind of break it down on how you can get help with these supplements. And it's under $1 a day, right? So it's very inexpensive. And also they're positioning here like for free gifts. So they have a unique offer they're currently running. And then really one of the ads that stood out to me was this ad here. Mainly because I know that when my girlfriend goes through this time of the month, she literally tells me how she like feels like she's rotting in bed for like 1 or 2 days. And so I know that for her, for example, if she saw this ad, like this ad really speaks to her because this is exactly what she goes through every single month. And so, I can see how this ad would do super well because it really talks to like how their consumer is really feeling and how they can really help. And so, yeah, I thought that overall, even with their static ads, they're just doing an incredible job at really targeting different audiences, having messaging that really resonates with the exact consumer that they're looking to target and more, right? You got to love the diversity, also the style of different ads they're trying out, right? They're trying out a wide variety of different things. They're trying out static ads with a person in front of it, with an older demographic in front of it. They're trying out ads with just a person and holding the product, right? They're just trying out so many different things. And, got to love when a brand is just disrupting the space and putting on this kind of creative masterclass. That's pretty much everything that I had for their paid social ads. Now, moving on to their paid search ads. So I took the time to really look through what they were doing across Google and kind of get familiar. And the first thing I wanted to go over is their Google shopping ads. So, first thing is first, if you actually Google beef organ supplements for women, you'll notice that these are the current listings that show up right now. Right. Notice how automatically, just looking at their listing, it just automatically stands out a lot more compared to any other listing that's currently like on the marketplace right now. There's like pops out because they have this bright pink background. They're taking up the first place on the Google shopping listings. Like they're doing a lot of great things. And so, some of the insights that I picked up from reviewing their Google shopping ads is that one, they're doing a lot of different tests, right? They're trying out things like different title variations for optimization. So if you look at, for example, these 3 listings that they have here, this listing has one title, this one has a different title, and this one has a different title as well. And the reason why they're doing this is because when it comes to Google shopping ads, what performs the best is, and the reason why they're doing this is because when it comes to Google shopping ads, the main variables that can make a world of a difference in the performance that you get is your title and then your image that you have. And so here you can see that they're clearly running different tests across different titles to figure out what works best. And they're also doing this across different keywords. So for example, I noticed that when I searched for Primal Queen, I got this Google shopping listing that starts off with Primal Queen in the title, right, as the first keyword. But then if I searched up beef organ supplements, notice that sometimes I saw their branded listing show up that has Primal Queen first in the title. But then I also sometimes saw different listings that have grass-fed superfood as the first keyword. keyword in the title, or natural superfood beef organ supplement first thing in the title. And so clearly there's a reason why they're doing these kind of tests. And from my experience, it's because this is what it takes to get good results when it comes to Google Shopping. Next is, again, they have a variety of different images, right? So if you look at for their main like Google Shopping listing, they have a plain pink background, solid color that really just makes their listing pop out compared to the rest of the competitors. They also have keyword rich and benefit driven titles. So you'll notice how they have like things like women's nutritional daily. They highlight things like energy, menstrual health, menopause health, grass-fed carnivore diet, and a lot more. And the reason why they include these keywords in their title is because these are the kind of keywords they want to optimize for, and that they know that their consumers are searching for. And so overall, obviously they have very well put together titles. They also have, really all of the additional items that don't seem as important to most people included in their ads as well. Notice how all of their Google Shopping ads have all the reviews underneath, right? Which helps them with their social proof. And they're literally crushing everybody else when it comes to the reviews. Notice how really they have 3,000 reviews. They have this other competitor that also has 3,000 reviews, but just notice how, this listing compared to like this one, like Primal Queens automatically stands out a lot more than them, even though they have the same amount of reviews, right? Just because they have a different image and a title. And so overall, they're just also putting on a complete masterclass when it comes to Google ads. Their Google Shopping ads are just completely well put together. They're running the strategic tests that usually most e-commerce businesses don't run. And so, obviously they're doing a lot of things correctly here. Now, when it comes to their Google search ads, I basically took these two screenshots of two different ads that I came across, and really, when it comes to Google search, they're absolutely crushing it here as well. You'll notice that if you search up beef organ supplements for women or beef organ supplements, they're literally ranking at the very top of the search results with their Google search ads, right? They're literally outbidding all of the other competitors, and they're just absolutely crushing that. Here are some examples of some of their Google search ads. Some of the main takeaways that I got from their Google search ads is that they focus on clear and relevant headlines, right? So you'll notice that their ads are going to say, or they're going to have a big focus on things like beef organ supplement and female focused superfoods, right? So they know exactly who they're targeting and who they want to see their ads and the messaging they're using there. They focus on benefit driven copy. So they have copy that highlights hormone balance, libido support, PMS relief, mood, energy boosts, and really targeting key pain points. They have trust and incentives. So you'll notice that their ads, they say 365-day money back guarantee, and they have discounts, which also say things like up to 60% off. That really works to drive conversions. And then of course they have their ads and their headlines, descriptions, all optimized for search. So they have keyword rich ads to improve their relevance and quality score for best performance. And so overall, they have a very high focus on targeting high intent keywords, risk reversal, making it easier for a customer to feel confident just buying from them, knowing that there's not much risk, and then also strong benefits to maximize conversions, right? So these are some of the main takeaways that I got from their Google search ads. Now, moving on, I took the time to also go through their offer as well as their landing pages. Let's quickly cover the offer. So if you go on their landing page right now, first thing you're going to notice is that they have a website. Now, let's move on to their offer. So if you go on their website, the first thing you're going to see first off is that they have a main website here that you can go on, but they also have dedicated landing pages that they use for paid ads. So if you go on either, you're going to notice that almost always across even their website or their landing pages, they focus on really highlighting the subscribe and save option versus their 1 month supply option. Notice how it's much more expensive, right? They don't get 30% off for life. They don't get all of these add-ons, right? They do get free shipping, but that's basically it. While if you subscribe, they have a whole well put together offer if you subscribe. So you get, obviously every single month you get, a new month supply sent to you. You get 30% off for life. You get a free bamboo lid glass jar. You get a free on-the-go pill case, free mystery gift, free shipping, and it's cheaper, right, than if you just buy a 1 month supply. So overall, highlighting the subscription offer is obviously a lot more appealing to a consumer than just buying the 1 month supply, because there's just so much more upside, right? And so of course, Primal Queen focuses on subscriptions, right? And really not even profiting on the first initial purchase. They're banking on their customers staying subscribed and then generating the additional revenue and profits through the lifetime that the customer is subscribed for. So obviously for supplements, this can work extremely, extremely well, right? And I think that they're doing an amazing job at highlighting and just making it a painful experience to just buy a 1 month supply. They're making it a much more enjoyable experience and a much more attractive of an offer for them to actually subscribe instead of buying a 1 month supply. And so obviously that plays a really big role. Offer is very important. Or when it comes to e-commerce, right? You can go from having performance on your ads and X conversion rate on your website to overnight improving the performance on your ads and on your website by simply trying out a different offer that's much more appealing to the consumer. And so obviously I think that they crushed this completely. Like, this is obviously working, and it's crazy to see like how much you can scale by having the right offer in place, even when you just have one main product. So that's pretty much some of the main things that I kind of picked up from their offer. Now, moving on to their landing page, right? You can see here that they have a very well put together landing page. So again, this is their main website, but for now, I'm going to focus on their landing page. This landing page is what I saw being commonly used on their ads on Meta, on their ads on Google, and also like on their TikTok shop. And so if you look through here, you'll notice that, first thing is first, they have a well put together headline right away, kind of calling out, here's why their beef organ superfoods are the secret to balancing hormones and all day energy. And I think that this landing page is just absolutely well put together. Like, they cover so many different elements. Some of the main kind of key takeaways that I got is right away, they have a strong hook and emotional appeal, right? So they open up with a relatable problem, which statistics show that 82% of women suffer from imbalanced hormones, including that, but also a transformation story from the founder, right? Which really builds trust and engagement. I think the one advantage that they also have is that they are a founder-led brand. This is the founder here, Shelby, and she's obviously the face of the brand. And really the whole brand is built around a story around her, which obviously works super well. Next, one of the main takeaways I got is that they have clear product differentiation. So notice that they're going to highlight beef organ superfoods, including, and how theirs includes female specific organs. And they position it as a superior option compared to green juice and synthetic vitamins used by other products, right? And they have side by side comparisons. You'll notice that they do that down here on their landing page, right? So obviously this works extremely well. As you continue to going through, you'll notice that obviously they have a big focus on a subscription first model, and they really highlight this all over the place, right? On their website, on their landing pages and more. They have a lot of trust and social proof, right? So they have, like I mentioned, founder-led branding. They have real customer testimonials. They have before and after images, right? They have 4,300 reviews, and they also have what they call the Primal Queen promise. And so all of these things like help overall across the board when it comes to establishing that trust, and also having the social proof obviously goes a long way. They have a big focus on community and lifestyle branding. So you're going to notice that they use exclusive marketing. They highlight things like not for dudes or vegans, right? Which obviously ties into the overall like branding. They also have a tribal identity. So they have this call out, they said, where they say, join the Primal Queen movement to create a strong emotional connection with their buyers. And so overall, those are some of the main kind of key takeaways. They do also have a really conversion focused, optimized UX. So they have, high contrasting call to action buttons, easy navigation, clear benefits, educational content, and an FAQ section that obviously helps remove any friction with any potential customers that have any questions to help drive additional purchases. And so overall, Primal Queen's landing page is a true masterclass on conversion optimization, using urgency, trust, and exclusivity to maximize subscriptions and sales. And so overall, those are some of the main key things that I wanted to highlight, and the main key things that I took away across reviewing Primal Queen's marketing, product, website, and more. Typically, I like to take the time to go through and gather these insights because they're super helpful for me. Any brand that in 1 year flat can go from zero to over $7 million per month, there's obviously something that's working, and I like to be at the cutting edge of that, right? And so I like to take all those insights and strategize on how we can leverage those insights for obviously the internal brand that we run, but also all the other e-commerce businesses that we work with, right? And so, those are some of the main kind of key takeaways that I wanted to share. Just a quick final conclusion regarding Primal Queen's success formula. Again, Primal Queen is one of the most disruptive and fast scaling brands in the supplement space right now. And the numbers prove it, right? Their revenue numbers is not done by accident. To be fair, the founders, they did previously exit another brand. So this is not just like a brand that has inexperienced founders. Like, they obviously are experienced in the space. So that is one thing that I wanted to add in. But really, their success comes down to a perfectly executed marketing ecosystem, right? They have an aggressive paid social strategy. They have also a big focus on their organic content. Like I said, behind the scenes, I'm seeing that businesses that have a strong focus on their organic content, their rest of their marketing strategies typically end up performing a lot better compared to brands that don't have a focus on organic marketing. They really focus on having conversion optimized landing pages that blend storytelling, urgency, and high value subscriptions, right? Their main focus is obviously pushing subscriptions. So they have to make sure that they have everything positioned the right way to make sure that they can get the most amount of customers actually subscribing instead of buying their one-time option. So that's big. They have a unique product positioning that really dominates the niche, and nobody else really focuses on what they're doing. Obviously, they're really focusing in on beef organ superfoods and really dominating that space specifically for women, right? I think that that's definitely a big advantage because they essentially went after an existing market that already had customers, but they went after a subcategory that's even more specific and really tailored their whole brand to talk to that specific customer and attract them as well. They have a community-driven branding that really turns buyers into loyal advocates, like we saw with their Facebook groups. Like, this is an active group. Like, this is not like, as you can see here, like, this is a post from 1 hour ago, right? If you scroll down, you'll see more posts like from today. And so like their community is active across this Facebook group. Their community is active across their social media channels. And so they do a really good job at fostering their community overall. And so again, Primal Queen isn't just selling a supplement. They're building a movement. And again, their big focus is on having a high lifetime value subscription model, which usually for supplements is really the go-to and what you want to focus on. They have aggressive acquisition tactics and a brand that deeply resonates with its audience, right? They've created a blueprint for how to scale a modern direct-to-consumer brand to 8 figures and beyond. And so those are some of the main things that I wanted to cover when it comes to Primal Queen. Again, one of the leading brands right now. And so again, if you're an e-commerce business and you're looking to get help with growing your business with anything that I covered in today's video, down below in the description, there's going to be a link where you can actually book in a call with me and my team. From there, we can get to know more about you and your business, and then we can go over how we can support you across the board, whether it's with your organic marketing, your paid social marketing, your paid search marketing, your landing pages, or anything else that you're looking to get support with. So basically, after we go over that, we can then obviously create like an actual action plan, diving into more specifics. But yeah, that's going to be basically everything for this video. As usual, if you guys enjoyed the video, I would appreciate if you dropped a like on the video. Helps with the YouTube algo. If you guys have any questions about anything that I covered in today's video, drop it down in the comments below. And then, of course, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And with that said, I'll see you guys on the next one.